Hello and welcome to another edition of the News Review on Unilag TV. Today we will be celebrating one of our own, a professor of the University of Lagos who have made great impact at the institution will be turning 70 in the coming days, as well as downing tools in service. He was born on the 15th of December 1952, received a bachelor's and master of fine art degrees in performing arts design and technology from the California Institute of the Arts, and earned his doctorate degree in theater arts from the University of Ibadan. Today we celebrate a man who has contributed immensely to the growth of the University of Lagos. A man who has become the University of Lagos Dean of the Faculty of Arts from 2009 to 2013, served as the Deputy Vice Chancellor Management Services of the University of Lagos from 2013 to 2017, and in August 2021, after serving as a Vice President of the National Academy of Letters from 2018 to 2021, he was inducted as the President of the National Academy of Letters. Joining me in the studio is a Professor of Art, a former Dean of the Faculty of Art from the University of Lagos, a former DVC Management Services, of course, from the University of Lagos, and currently the President of the Nigerian Academy of Letters, whom you'll get to meet right after the break. My name is Vina Peters. We'll be right back. Welcome back. It's still the News Review on Unilag TV. Like I said earlier before going on a break, we will be celebrating an icon, a professor of art, a former Dean of the Faculty of Art, a former DVC Management Services of the University of Lagos, and currently the President of Nigerian Academy of Letters. Let's welcome Professor Duro Oni. Welcome, Prof.
Thank you very much, Vina.
It's been a pleasure having you in our studios.
The pleasure is actually mine,
Okay, so
extending the invitation to me.
let me be the first to actually say happy birthday in advance. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so quickly let us move into the matter of discourse. You'll be retiring in the next couple of days.
On the 15th of December.
Exactly. How does that feel? How does it feel to take a bow?
Well, it feels like something that's been long in coming and it's taking its time. I mean, I've been here for a little over 46 years. So when you join the service at the age of 23 plus, you really don't know how long you are going to last in the system. Whether you would have left for other things, whether you would have gone ahead to doing other things. But by the grace of God, one has stayed here and one has been here. So I look forward to exiting from the system, on the 15th of December when I turn 70 years.
Okay, that's actually nice. So, while you were in service, probably that 23-old you, did you ever see this day coming? Did it ever cross your mind?
Well, first you must give thanks to God for life. No one comes into the system and hopes to be here. And anyway, as at the time we joined the service, retirement was not at 70. It was even 60. So one was looking forward to retiring at 60. Then from 60, it got moved to 65. Then from 65, they said those who attain the rank of professor would then stay till 70. I hope nobody dreams of it extending to something else before I leave here, because I will just leave on the 15th of December. I haven't stayed long enough.
Okay, so let's talk about your achievement. What's which of your achievements could you really say that, okay, yes, this particular one, I am actually pleased with what I did here?
Well, if you talk about achievement, I think first is I must give thanks to the University of Lagos for tolerating me, for keeping me here for this long, length of time. So it's actually by His grace. So, well, there are some things, some achievements along the line. At some point, when I was director of the Center for Cultural Studies of the university, I proposed that we should have a degree program in creative arts.
Okay.
So I set up a committee, I chaired the committee, we wrote out the program. To do that, I had to travel to a few universities in Nigeria looking at their program, Benin, Ibadan, Nsukka, and then a couple of universities abroad, University of London, Goldsmith College, UCLA, University of California, then also a few other universities. So I went around to try to take the very best of what was available, and that's how we started the degree program in creative arts. So I consider that as a major or modest achievement, And so we have the degree program in theater arts, music, and visual arts. And it runs at first degree, master's degree, and the PhD. And from time, we've graduated thousands of undergraduate students, about 500 or so masters. And I think to date, certainly about 50, 60 PhDs in the department since we started in 1998.
Wow, wow. So looking at your retirement in the rearview mirror, let me ask, how has the journey been so far for you?
Well, it's been a very pleasant journey. I mean, nothing goes entirely smoothly without certain hiccups here and there. But one thing that I've enjoyed is the camaraderie, the collaboration of colleagues, of friends. The University of Lagos is my life, so to speak. I mean, there's nowhere else that I can spend for the 6 years. Again, I've enjoyed, I'm a part of the University of Lagos. I use the staff club, I go to Octagon Club, I'm in the Faculty of Arts, I'm in Senate, I mean, so many things. And the system has allowed me to grow, from very humble background of when I joined the system in 1976. Then I became a professor. Then I became Dean of the Faculty of Arts. Then I became Deputy Vice Chancellor. I was a member of council twice, 4 years as an elected member, and then another 4 years as Deputy Vice Chancellor. I even attempted to be Vice Chancellor, and someone else got appointed, and we said, look, congratulations, let's join hands and work together. So that's it, really.
Okay, so is there anything while you were in service, is there something that you wish that I shouldn't have procrastinated? I should have just taken the bull by the horn, just go right at it.
No, really, nothing really, because I set out my goals, very carefully.
And you achieved
them. And I
goals?
achieved them, yes. I don't just dream. I dream, and I can work out a pathway towards achieving the dream. So we look at our students, we look at our staff, and we say, look, we need to get a few more staff with PhDs. So we work towards that. Those that can travel abroad, you encourage them and get grants for them where possible. Those who must do it here, you encourage them. And as Dean of the Faculty of Arts, I was so concerned with staff welfare. How are the staff getting on? Are there staff that had been on their PhDs for so long? What is the obstacle? I would walk to them and I'll say, look, let's get this going. You can do it. So, not much of obstacles in that sense. And I just thank God for a good life.
Okay, let me move to the era while you were DVC.
Yeah.
Okay, because I know it's one thing to be a Dean of the Faculty of Art, and it's another thing to be DVC.
Right.
So what was your most trying time while you were?
As DVC, you know, sometimes the vice chancellor would travel, and then if you are the next in line, then you become acting vice chancellor. There was a particular time that the students went on a rampage, so to speak.
Okay.
I think something to do with Indomie noodles. They say there is something they call Hungry Park Indomie noodle, that they were selling it for 80 naira, and the vendors had increased it to 100 naira, and the whole campus just went haywire. So I had to have a meeting with the students and a meeting with the vendors as acting VC. I said, look, you vendors, you are here because of the students. If you want to increase anything, then you must dialogue. You just can't raise it. So revert back. Oh, they said, no, we are not going to make profit. Well, if you can't make profit, then find somewhere else where you can make profit. So it was quite challenging. But once the student had a confidence in one, that one would protect their own interest against the interest of traders on campus, that was the end. We were able to resolve the matter, and it went very well.
Okay, I know as a professor you have to have written quite a number of books, but there was one particular book that caught my fancy.
Right.
While we were at your office yesterday. I think that was Showing us Impulse.
Right, right.
Please, what brought about that?
Well, you know, when Professor Wole Soyinka marked his 80th birthday, we organized an international symposium. We brought in people from the UK, from the United States, from India, from Jamaica, and we held that international symposium at the Afebalola Auditorium here. So we brought in quite a number of people, but it took some time to get them to submit their essays and their papers for editing and for processing. So it took like 5 years after the conference before we now were able to publish the book. And I'm glad to say that Professor Soyinka himself was quite happy about the production, because it's an international array of scholars that contributed chapters to it.
Okay. And I know that you are also, will I say, your interests lie more in film and in Nollywood, sort of.
Yes, I'm actually a theater artist with specialization in lighting design. It started from stage lighting design, then it went to television lighting. I did quite a few television shows. I did Balamila show, Samakpabot show.
Like,
I did the lighting design.
Okay, you did the lighting
design. Yes, okay. I also did for the television production of Things Fall Apart. You know, starring Pete Edochie and the rest of them. And sometime after that, we went to do the stage version at the Kennedy Center in Washington, D.C. And I also did the lighting there and designed the lights. Then it went to the UK, came to Nigeria and all of that. So that's actually my area of specialization, stage lighting design. But then it's also moved to television, and then some of it also into film.
Okay. I have a problem with Nollywood movies because I mostly don't watch them.
No, you know, you haven't been watching the very good ones. I can assure you there are very, very good. The technology has improved.
I was actually going to talk about that.
Yeah.
Because I have a problem with the quality of movies they actually, you know, bring out. So as an academia, what are you putting in place, or what are the academias putting in place to make sure that people like us who are actually in the country, that who don't even like to watch Nigerian movies because of the poor quality, what are the academias putting in place to actually bridge that gap? Yeah,
you see, even the industry itself also tries to self-regulate. There was a time that it was said that movies were produced once a day in Nigeria. So people would go into some location, they will shoot a movie for 3 days, they are back in the studio for 1 day editing, the following day they are looking for marketers, and everything is like 1 week. For God's sake, it takes you 6 months, 1 year to produce. But then the system itself started regulating. They had Guild of Editors, Guild of Cameramen, Guild of Art Directors, and the rest of them. So they were regulating themselves. If you look at some of the movies that are coming out, I mean, Anikulapo,
Yes, I actually saw that.
Yeah, I mean, you would say that is not good.
No,
You look at
I
some
was
of the
impressed. I was
yeah, yeah.
impressed.
You look at some of the movies by Tunde Kilani
Mm,
or Tade Ogidon
okay.
or Andy Amenechi. Okay, those are serious-minded filmmakers. So what they are doing now, they are going into the storylines. They are going into novels and works that have made impact, and they are converting them into movie, and that is, you know, very serious work. I think there is the one by Moabudu also,
Okay.
that was directed by B. Bandele. Forgotten the title now.
I would have helped you out, but
Yeah,
it's
it's an adaptation of Wole Soyinka's Death and the King's Horseman.
okay.
You know, but it's a very good movie, and it's out in the market now. So there is a lot more seriousness. So what we have put in the academia is to say, look, you can't rush into filmmaking. You must collaborate. You know, get a good director, get a good designer, get someone else, and all of you join hands to make one movie. Not each person wanting to make a movie and not having enough time, or you can't be, as they say, foreman. One person wants to be foreman, you know. But you must get people to collaborate with and then try and make the movies better. And they are coming out better. It's not the old days of one movie in a week. They are taking the job more seriously now.
Okay.
You know.
Okay, let's go back to your time in service. I know you've held different positions at the University of Lagos. Is there a particular position you've held and you just wish that, I wish I never left that position? And why?
You know, that's like an exercise in futility. I mean, when I say I've been here for 46 years, but at certain points I've left the university on a leave of absence. I was special advisor to the Minister of Culture and Social Welfare in 1990 to 1992.
Okay.
And then I was also DG of CBAC from 2000 to 2006. In any of those positions, I just go in, do my work, and I'm back on campus. And I never moved out of the campus. I never went to live in Ikoyi, in the DG's residence or anything. I always saw myself as a part of the system. And these positions come and go. So there is no position that I take that I want to stay there forever. Because if you don't leave, somebody is going to kick you out. So, I mean, at some point when I was in CBAC, they had one minister, one of those, you know, crazy ministers, I think. And he said, oh, you have done very well in CBAC. We are moving you to the National Gallery of Art as DG. I said, why? He said, oh, it's a bigger parastatal and all of that. And I'm like, no. I was brought to CBAC because it's a research, an academic place. But going to National Gallery, I'm not a fine artist, I'm not a visual artist. And besides, the organization is based in Abuja. And I'm in Lagos. And every time I was on study leave, I still taught for one day in a week. Wow. Every Wednesday, I'll take a few classes. And I said, look, if I was to move to Abuja, how do I continue to do that? I said, no, you just fly to Lagos on Tuesday, do the classes on Wednesday, and then fly back. It's at government expense anyway. And you know, at that point, that was the time a couple of aircrafts dropped from the skies. And I'm like, so I want to be in an aircraft 4 times a week to Lagos and back 4 times in a week. I mean, come and teach on Wednesdays, go back, then come back at weekends to meet my family and all of that. So I just quietly opted out.
Wow.
And came back to the system that I love and I know.
Wow, that's awesome. So everybody knows you as an academia, you know. Can you tell us something that most people do not know about you?
I'm a family man.
Obviously.
I like to eat pounded yam. And I love the University of Lagos Staff Club. I go there every day. Once I'm in town, you know, I must mix with the boys, get this going, find out what's going on. So I do a good mixture of academic work and also leisure.
Okay.
And I've also lived on the campus throughout my career here. So I've been living on campus for the past 42 years.
Didn't you at some point find that a little boring?
No, you know, the university environment is a community. What do you want in the university that you don't get? You want intellectual discussion, you get it. You want relaxation at the staff club or the squash court. If you play tennis, you play it here. If you want to go to the lagoon front, you can go to the lagoon front. It's a community that I would miss. You know, but of course, along the line, I did build a house because they gave us land in the Unilag Magodo estate, and I helped to develop part of the place. So, one is grateful to God and grateful to life.
All right, so sir, before you go, what would be your advice to, people like myself who are still in service and retirement is far from our minds?
It's important to stay on the path of righteousness.
Okay.
No shortcuts. Don't try to do things in an unethical manner. If you must do things, make sure that your conscience is clear and you are clear about what you want to do. Don't, even for students, you do an exam, yeah, you don't pass, you can resit it. But the moment you take a chip in and you get caught, then you are rusticated for 2 years, then your career of 4 years study becomes 6 years. Stay on the path of righteousness. That's what I advise anyone to do. Just stay on the path. No shortcuts. There are no shortcuts. Hard work, goodwill to all mankind, and then you are fine. So that's for me the sustaining power of being able to stay here for 46 years.
Wow.
Just stay on the path of righteousness. Don't shortcut. You are a teacher. Don't get involved with grades that are not proper. Don't give undue advantage to anyone else. So once you are clear about that and you stay on that path of righteousness, then you will survive and you will stay till retirement.
All right, thank you so much, Professor Duro Oni. It's been a pleasure speaking with you.
You're welcome. It's my pleasure also.
All right, so it's been a pleasure speaking with the former DVC Management Services of the University of Lagos and, of course, the president of Nigerian Institute of Letters. Thank you so much for coming to the show. And that's our show for today. My name is Vina Peters. Bye for now.